This is Gilbert Gottfried, and this is Gilbert and Frank's amazing colossal obsessions.
You are a pro.
Yeah, I got it right for the first time in over a year.
It's okay.
And we're once again at Nutmeg Post with our engineer, Frank Verderosa. Now,
I'm going to gaslight you and change the title now.
I was at a club out of town.
Yes.
And I'm amazed that people do listen. Because a guy came up to me after the show, and he gave me he gave me 2 CDs or DVDs.
Yeah.
I'm like talking to your grandfather. Like, what is it? Do you play it on a record player?
DVDs. They were visual.
2 DVDs.
Okay.
One for me and one to give. He said, give one to Frank.
Oh, this is so sweet. What are you giving me?
Yeah.
Murder Can Hurt You.
Murder Can Hurt You.
Oh, you've been holding out on me.
Yeah.
What a thrill.
Yeah.
This is the really bad TV movie knockoff of, I guess, Murder by Death.
With John Biner and...
Right.
And,
John Biner, who we're working on for the show, by the way. We don't mind, I don't mind putting that out there.
And Klinger.
Jamie
Farr. Victor Buono.
Victor Buono's doing Ironside.
Yes.
He's doing Raymond Burr.
Yes. Oh, and I think it's Burt Young who's doing Columbo.
Correct.
And
who was it? Was it Mel Tillis? No, Buck Owens as McLeod.
Yeah,
as the McLeod character.
It was quite horrible.
Did you watch the disc? Did you?
No, haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
And we also have to talk. Frank sent me an article that he
it was
knew.
up your alley.
He thought of me right away when he saw this article. Some guy in Japan. Now I can already feel people tensing up when I mention Japan.
Yeah, they don't know where you're going.
Yes, but some crazy guy in Japan, but not too crazy, spent over $50,000 to create a mechanical Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, I thought of you because you have ended this show periodically when we go around to ask for people's plugs, and you've said
I'd like to plug Scarlett Johansson.
There you go. So when I saw, my wife showed it to me, and I said, "Oh, I know who this is for."
and it's show business because she's an actress.
Yep.
But let me tell you something. Anyone who wants to get rid of me for good. You don't have to shoot me. Get me a mechanical Scarlett Johansson. You will never see me again.
Not an inflatable Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. Well, you might see me again in that I'll be sticking my head out the window, screaming out, "I'm fucking Scarlett Johansson!"
What about a mechanical David Johansson? You guys can reenact scenes from the Bad Car 54 remake. Does that buy me anything at all? I saw it and I said, now who do I know that would appreciate the perversion of this?
Yeah,
and the ingenuity of it.
You're under the strange belief that I'd like to fuck Scarlett Johansson.
Did you actually?
I don't know where this came from.
Did you actually click on the picture? Did you see the thing?
Yes.
And it's got that strangely cupped hand.
Oh yes, believe me, I noticed it, and man, I bow down to this guy.
Okay.
This Japanese inventor. That's something I can't imagine. The hell with the cure for cancer.
Right.
A mechanical Scarlett Johansson.
It's a real contribution to society.
Yeah. I think it might end women altogether if they mass produce.
And yet, as intrigued as you are, as thrilled as you are with the prospect of owning one of these things, there's very, very little chance that you would go for the $50,000.
Yeah, that would be the problem. That would be the problem. you know, that I wouldn't even spend that to fuck Scarlett Johansson.
I was going to say, if the robot was $50, would you?
I mean, if you could throw in a Natalie Portman, too, maybe we could discuss.
Nice Jewish girl. Natalie Portman.
You know, and
Natalie Hirschlag.
Yes. And do you know Scarlett Johansson is too?
No, she is not.
She looks so goyim.
Really?
But Scarlett Johansson's a Jew.
Don't tell Woody.
Yeah.
That'll be the end of that.
Yeah. Oh, he'll never hire her again.
Now, we were talking about this outside. We just had the thrill of having the great Peter Marshall with us.
He was
on
terrific.
The show, who was terrific and really brought it, and you'll hear that episode down the line. And Gilbert said, I think I'm going to do a mini episode about the Scarlett Johansson robot. And then maybe we can morph that into a conversation about famous robots in TV and movies. So I'm going to let you make that segue.
Well, there was that one that I bring up on every episode with John Schuck.
Holmes and Yo-Yo.
Yes.
Okay.
With a robot cop.
Yeah, not good.
Not good at all.
But John Schuck was and the great Richard B. Shull, they were both funny on it.
Yes.
And Richard B. Shull is gone, but we should put the word out to John Schuck.
Oh, yes.
It's a very interesting career.
Absolutely.
See if he wants to join us.
And he was in one of the many incarnations of the Munsters. He was Herman Munster.
Correct. So we have plenty to talk to John Schuck about. So that's robot reference number one.
Yes.
What else you got? I defy you to...
Now, the robot that they used in Lost in Space...
Oh.
That was from the movie with Leslie Nielsen.
Yes, Robbie the Robot.
Yes. What was that movie? Was it Forbidden Planet?
Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, that's where Robbie first shows up.
Voiced by the great Dick Tufeld.
Ah.
And I have a funny story about Dick Tufeld, but I'm not going to go into it here because it's a long story. But I promise to tell it on a future episode in the interest of time. There
was a great episode of Twilight Zone that I forget the title.
Okay.
But it had George Grizzard.
Okay, Paul, our researcher is here, the great Paul Rayburn. You want to see if you can track down this Twilight Zone episode with George Grizzard, Grizzard?
And George Grizzard created an exact replica of himself.
I've never seen this one.
Yeah, a great episode
what happens?
Of Twilight Zone. I think,
not the same thing that you had in mind for Scarlett.
You saw where I was headed.
That's just wrong.
You jumped on my punchline. I was going to say he fucked it harder than Scarlett Johansson.
While Paul looks that up. Here are robot references. One involving a former guest of ours, Julie Newmar.
That's right.
She did a series called...
Oh, God.
With Bob Cummings.
Oh, God, what was that?
Our listeners are screaming now at their computer.
Shit.
My Living Doll.
My Living Doll. Oh, God, yes.
Right. And she was a sexy robot.
Oh, and there was another Twilight Zone with Richard Deacon.
Really?
Where he's a guy who's firing people, and at the end of the episode, because they're being replaced by automation.
Okay.
At the end of the episode,
Paul is here with your info.
He is replaced by a robot.
I love that.
Yeah.
I have not seen either one of those Twilight Zone episodes. Shame on me.
They're both terrific.
What do we got, Paul?
So it's called In His Image.
In His Image is the George Grizzard episode.
There isn't a lot of information here, but here's one of the two reviews.
Go for it.
A slow start. About 34 minutes in, we find out what has really happened. I must say, a boring show which is relevant to nothing in particular. A man makes an android of himself, and that is supposed to have feelings he lacked.
Yeah, Gil.
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Who's ever running that site?
Anonymous critic.
Block that cocksucker. Right, Tell him to go fuck himself.
Now look up the one with Richard Deacon while we're talking about My Living Doll. Another robot reference to a guest we would like to have on the show is Dick Gautier.
Oh, my God. Jaime the Robot.
Jaime the Robot.
On Get Smart.
From Get Smart. A very funny guy who actually worked with Peter Marshall.
That's right.
There you go. I brought it around. I brought it full circle.
Oh, my God. So this is our mini.
Yeah. You got any other robot references?
Oh,
what about Yul Brynner in Westworld?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's a good one.
And, oh, God, there were so many. Oh, well, of course, classic movies, Metropolis.
Yes.
With the sexiest girl
Right. Well,
robot.
if you're going to do sci-fi movies, sure.
And, but other robots. Oh, wait. Little Wonder.
Oh, Small Wonder.
Small Wonder about
We've
the
jumped the
little
shark.
girl.
We jumped the robot
The
shark.
little girl who was a robot.
Arguably the worst sitcom in the history of
Yes.
sitcoms, and that's saying something.
And I heard, and I don't know how we'll get this guy on the show. I heard one of the actors who played her brother, who was like 5 years old or so at the time, according to some tabloid, is living under a bridge now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's
Where
what
do you
it said.
find this
They
stuff?
had photos, and one of the cast members of Small Wonder is living under a bridge.
Where do you find this stuff?
Yeah, so we're going to have to find that bridge and go there with a recorder. And for like a slice of bread, pay them and get them to...
I'm going to mention 2 cartoons I liked as a kid, 2 robot shows. Gigantor,
Yes.
the space
Oh,
age
of course,
robots.
of course.
And Tobor the Ape Man, which
Oh,
nobody
yes.
remembers, which of course was robot spelled backwards.
And I saw one recently.
Remember Tobor the Ape Man? No. Nobody. I had it's a fever dream in my head.
There's one on recently that they did doing a TV show on Richie Rich.
Okay.
And there's a sexy girl robot
that one escaped me.
on that.
Okay.
Now, and I hesitate calling her a sexy girl robot because that's the problem with Disney shows. You go, hey, that girl's totally fucking hot. And you go, oh, I hope she's not 8. You know?
Oh, Lord. Oh, we can cut that part out. Okay. What is the other name of that?
Brain Center at Whipple's.
The what?
Is this the one with the factory where?
With Richard
the
Deacon.
Brain Center at Whipple's.
The Brain Center at Wimple's.
Oh, my God.
A heartless CEO completely automates his factory and lays off almost all of his workers over the objections of his employees. I forget what happens in the end, though. I just saw this one not too long ago.
Yeah.
You
I thought I'd seen every Twilight Zone
And
episode.
I should say when I watch some of these kid shows that when I watch some of these kid shows, Jarrett Fogel said they are old enough. So I'm just letting you know.
My pancreas. It's wrong for so many
Okay.
reasons. Let's put it out to our listeners
Yes.
now that you've opened this.
Your favorite robots on TV shows.
Or in films.
In films,
Or in
yes.
your personal life.
Yeah. Mine will be that Scarlett Johansson one.
How about Brainiac from Superman? Was he a robot? I think he was a robot.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. And this is an obscure reference, but I'm going to go for Caesar. I'm going to close with a Cesar Romero reference.
Yes.
There's an episode of Batman where the Joker employs evil robots.
Oh.
Mr. Boff and Mr. Glee.
And I think the robots throw tangerine wedges at Cesar Romero's ass.
Metal
as they play.
tangerines.
And they go boom, bam, zap. How's the tangerines?
It's a miracle either of us have ever been laid. All right.
So, this has been...
Yeah, send us your robot references.
It's been Gilbert and Frank's very important and essential. Gilbert and Frank's.
Your weird, kinky, amazing, colossal obsession with Scarlett Johansson.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Here we go, boys. Give it Sessions.